Welcome to my garden and today's video where we are going to be doing one of my fall plantings. And guess what we are going to plant today? There you go. We're going to be planting some garlic. Now, while we are planting garlic, and it is one of the things that you plant in the fall in my zone, which is 7B. So find out what your zone is, your planting zone. While we are planting it in the fall, we're not going to be harvesting this garlic until spring or early summer of 2022. So this is one of those plants that you plant in the fall and it has to overwinter. Another plant that you need to do the same is onions. And so I'm already starting onions from seed. In about 30 days or so, I will be planting the onions. They will be going overnight and I will be harvesting them late spring, early summer next year. So today is garlic. Now there's a few things that you need to know about garlic. And the first thing is that garlic seeds, or how you plant garlic, is literally you have a clove of garlic or one of these heads of garlic, there you go. And then each one of the cloves is literally a seed that you plant one clove, and from one clove comes a head of garlic. And so I actually ordered this garlic. I didn't buy it from the grocery store, even though you could get organic garlic from the grocery store. But different garlic, different zones use or prefer different type of garlic. For me, on zone B, which is the southern side of the United States, I'm in Georgia, soft neck garlic is the best to plant. Now, don't ask me why. Remember, this is my second year doing this garden thing, but I know enough to know that I've done a lot of research, and I know that in the South, you need to plant the soft neck garlic because it is the garlic that does better in the South where it's not that cold. In the northern states, or northern areas, hard neck which is when the tip of the garlic has a hard kind of stick, that's best for the north states. Now, if you're in the middle of the US, then you can go either way depending on how cold it gets where you are, right? And so basically I ordered my garlic in this box, and it came, with a lot of garlic heads like this, and I separate them. And what I've done is I don't need as many as I got. What I did is I separated them, and from the separating them, right? So you break the head and you separate them, and then you come up with, the cloves. And what I did is I grabbed the cloves that came with it, separated them, and I'm going to pick the biggest cloves, because from the biggest cloves will come cloves? Anyways, from the biggest cloves come the biggest garlic head. Now, I already have them all ready to go. I actually put them in this Ziploc bag, and these are the ones that I'm going to be planting today. It is now middle of October, and this is kind of the best time to plant the garlic. Now, they may start to sprout and have a little bit of green, but remember, this is the plan is for this garlic to overwinter, and then in the spring is when more of the greenery is going to come out, and then the head of the garlic will produce after that. Okay, I already have prepared my soil, and I'm going to show you how I prepared it and what I put in it, and then I'm going to show you how to plant garlic. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so I have decided that I am going to be planting my garlic in this part of my ground bed. I have already prepared, as you can see back there, I have some pole beans, and then over here I have I believe this is collards, And then I have some broccoli already over there for my fall plantings. And yes, I still have some peppers that are growing in this bed. But in here, I had tomatillos that I have already pulled, and I have amended the bed. Amending the bed means that you have added nutrition to it. And what I have done is I added some compost from my compost pile. I have added bone meal and blood meal, which is good for nitrogen and potassium. And I have also added a little bit of additional compost on top so that I have a good base for my garlic. And so that is how you prepare it. And so what I'm going to do now is I am going to poke holes where I'm going to be planting my garlic. And the garlic likes to grow you have to plant it with certain distance. So garlic needs to be planted about 4 to 6 inches apart so that it has enough space to be able to grow and get the nutrients around it, right? So I'm gonna actually plant it every, I believe, 6 inches, which is kind of like what they recommend. And I have enough space for it. I'm not gonna have hundreds and hundreds of garlic pieces. I like to have a lot of variety in my little garden, and so I'm not gonna be planting that many. I'm not sure, maybe like 30. I don't know, I have to see how many will fit in this space. But I'm gonna plant them 6 inches apart, and the garlic has to be about 2 inches deep when you plant them. And, oh yeah, something else, let me show you something. All right, so there is a top and bottom to garlic. Now, in this clove, as you can see, it's already sprouting, which is pretty interesting. The bottom of the garlic is that flat part in the bottom, and the top is where there is no flat bottom. See the flat bottom? And then this one is the big, so that is already coming out. So this is how you plant it. You have to plant it in this direction so that it can grow up. So kind of cool that they're already sprouting. I don't know why that's happening, but that gives me a clear indication of which way I need to plant them. And so there is an up and a bottom, a top and a bottom for garlic. So when you plant them, make sure that you do it in this direction. Now, you can plant 4 of them or 30 of them. However many you want to plant is fine. If you are new to gardening, I suggest just get yourself a pot, put soil in it, and get a garlic from your kitchen, and just plant 2, 3, or 4 in the pot and see what happens over the winter. I mean, just having that experience is really cool, because then you see what happens. And I think that when you experiment with, fewer things, with little things like that, then you lose the fear to do it at a bigger scale. After all, how much is a garlic, right? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug the holes in the soil so that I can plant my garlic. Okay, so I am using 2 tools to mark the spaces where I'm going to be planting my garlic. The first one is this stick that has kind of like the same width as my garlic. I mean, you can use anything. I've been known to use a knife or even a spoon, but this is a stick that I have where I mark my plants sometimes, but it is about the width of the garlic, so it's perfect. And they need to be 2 inches deep, so I measure how deep do I need to go. So this thickness is 3 inches, so I need to leave about 1 inch when I make the hole as far as depth. And so I know that I need to, when I punch the hole, I need to be about this far from the top. All right, and the other thing that I'm using is my handy dandy ruler, so I can measure the separation between the garlic. So I'm gonna do 6 inches all around for all of them, and I might actually do 1 in the middle. So I'm going to measure 6 inches from, actually 3 inches from the end. So that means 3 inches. We're gonna go here, around here, and then from that I'm gonna do the ruler in the middle, and I'm gonna go Okay, so about 3 inches here, 3 inches from there. So here's one. Okay, here's one. Oh, something's in there. Here's one. And oops, I want to go as deep as that. And then here's 6, and I'm going to go as deep as that. Right, I want to go 2 inches deep. And here's the other one. So here are my 3 holes for the first 3 garlic. And like that, I'm going to do the rest of the bed. I'll show you before I cover the garlic. Okay, all of the garlic is planted. Do you see it in there? It's all right there. Right there. There you go. In the whole bed. Now I'm just gonna cover it and water it, and we're good to go. So something very important that we should never forget is to mark our beds, because a lot of the times you plant things and then, as you can see, you can't see them anymore. And so you need to make sure that you mark them so you remember what you planted in that bed. So here we go. There you go. That way, when I see the plants come out, I'll remember, oh, that's the garlic that is going to overwinter and will be ready next spring, early summer. So as you can see, planting garlic and getting garlic is really simple. All you got to do is have a little bit of soil, a little bit of water, a little bit of nutrients, and a little bit of sun, and some patience, and you will get a fruit out of your effort. And along the way, you will enjoy the process. This literally takes less than 10 minutes. As what I spend, about 10 minutes a day. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to our channel, and then we will continue to share all the things that you can do to be able to create your garden, or as I like to call it, your sanctuary in soil. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.